I think you're using jungle justice and cancel culture as products of the same mom.
Yes.
I don't think they are.
Are they not?
Yeah, I think one thing I've noticed about jungle justice thing is because of how frustrated and angry we are as a people, we always need somewhere to pour it into.
Yeah.
So that jungle justice is like an avenue for us to pour out that frustration. So I don't think it's cancel culture per se. It's an avenue to let your basest, worst version of you come out in a justified space.
Hello, everyone at home, wherever you are watching from or listening from in the world. This is another episode of Paul
and Baaj in character.
Yes,
thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you for joining us. We are so appreciative, and we hope that at some point during this watch, if you haven't already, you would like, share,
and subscribe.
Yes,
and tell people to start watching
and subscribing. Thank you all so much. So, what are we going to talk about today?
Yeah, we're going to talk about, before we talk about that, I want to know how your week has been.
My week has been so-so, but I can't complain. I really can't complain. There has been a bit of chaos, but in a good way. Potential work opportunities and things. I'm grateful for life and health. Yes. Good. How has your week been?
Well, I've been all over my you.
The ups and the not so downs.
It's been a difficult time, but Carricker's come in and put a couple of wins together, and we're doing better now.
Yes.
Of course, I'm not one of those delusional people that think we're about to now go and contest for a title, obviously.
I hear you.
But with what I've seen now, there's this very strong chance that we'll make Champions League spots, which is all I want in this life now.
You know what?
That's all I want.
I would reserve my comment for
You don't think we can make it?
No, I'm not saying we can't.
Come on now. Look at what you're seeing now. I think we can.
Okay. I'm not saying we can't. I'm not saying we will either. I think...
What's your percentage?
At this moment in time, I would say 55% to 45%. 55%.
I'm up to 75%. I'm up to 75.
You know what?
It will drop if there's any long-term injury to some specific people.
Yeah.
But as at now, I'm at 75.
Okay. Let's see how the next few
You
weeks...
are so pessimistic when it comes to sports.
I really am
it's
not.
so weird because you're positive about everything else.
I'm not pessimistic.
But once you enter sports, you just enter your negative zone.
I'm actually very optimistic when it comes to sports.
It's true. I'm not forgiving you for the things you say about Mbemo. So, in fact, let's get back to the topic of today.
Yes.
So
what are we
today,
discussing? Yes.
we are talking about cancel culture versus career culture. Now, for people that have been living on that rock, we should tell at least...
Which is probably no one.
Career culture is self-explanatory, but at least you understand what cancel culture is.
Yes. I think cancel culture in...
At least to you, what would you say it is?
To me, it is a digital form of...
It only happens online?
Well,
you don't think it happens in real life?
It does happen in real life, but to be honest, cancel culture in itself...
more prevalent online.
Yes, prevalent online. But it doesn't mean it hasn't been happening, or different iterations of it have happened across human history.
True.
The communities have always banded together to try and rid themselves of negative elements.
Or the unwanted people, or the people that you deem as
not
bad.
Like you or bad. That has always happened.
It has been there.
But this iteration has been more prevalent online. And I don't know. What do you think?
Well, this is why I'm happy we're talking about it. It's because I've had this argument with someone, and for most people don't agree with me.
Yes.
Because they said that's really my opinion about a lot of things.
Okay.
Which is, it's not that real in Nigeria, Ja.
Yes.
That's how I feel. I feel like we are not...
Nigeria, and probably by extension...
Africa?
West Africa.
Let
me say West Africa. I don't want to speak about North Africa per se, or the southern and eastern parts of Africa.
I think SC is still South Africa. I mean.
Yes.
It's definitely more...
Why would you say that is?
South Africa they are more in touch with the Western world than I would say most of Africa.
Is it a Western world thing?
I think cancel culture is definitely more of a Western ideology as far as being online is concerned.
Online, yes. But I think, I don't know it's as much a Western ideology as it is an access concern. For instance, in Nigeria, and we can say Lagos, Ogun State, Abia, Enugu, how many people if we say we have 180 to 200 plus million people in Nigeria, yes, if we say, according to the last census in this country, which was over a decade ago, well, way over a decade ago, how many people have data, have access to sustainable data, consistent data?
Okay, you're saying that plays a part?
Yes, because if you're not online, how can you participate?
I get you.
So it's not that they don't want to or they can't or they are unwilling to, but they don't have the ability to, by and large.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, so I don't
necessarily agree.
Okay.
I feel like even if they had all the data was just as accessible to them, I don't think we're a kind of people that our brain works like that. We are not together enough to actually initiate real cancel culture.
I'm going to tell you a story before we begin to get into the weeds of it all.
I'm all ears, man.
I was about like 23 at this, which is probably...
So it's like 50 years
ago. Yes, more like 65. Yes, we were all seeing things in black and white, having afros and everything. And I and a few friends were walking down the street somewhere in Lagos. And all of a sudden, there was a furore. And by that, I mean a large group of people started making noise and running towards someone. Now, what happened? We're walking down the street and someone driving a dumpster truck runs into two parked cars and keeps going.
Sharp guy.
Is that wrong?
Of course.
Yes, it is. But he was in a market. In trying to escape, what he failed to account for was that he was approaching a junction. And when the truck, the dumpster truck, that is, for those listening, got to that junction, he was apprehended. And they pulled him out of the vehicle.
Okay.
And it wasn't pretty.
I see what you mean. But I still don't know how you're linking it to cancel culture, though.
Him so bad, by the time me and my friends got to where the mob was descending on him, he had 3 different faces. I'm not even joking. And I began to think, yes, what he did was wrong, but was all of this? He was almost catatonic. He was listless. He couldn't talk. His jaw was busted. I don't think he could even see. I was afraid that he might have suffered some permanent brain damage. But was all of that necessary?
Depends on your school of thought.
Yes, what he did was wrong.
Definitely.
And inexcusable.
Yeah, definitely.
But did it deserve
obviously.
him almost losing his life?
No.
So when you say the average Nigerian isn't built that way, I beg to differ.
I think you're using jungle justice and cancel culture as products of the same mom.
Yes.
I don't think they are.
Are they not?
Yeah, I think one thing I've noticed about jungle justice thing is because of how frustrated and angry we are as a people, we always need somewhere to pour it into.
Yeah.
So that jungle justice is like an avenue for us to pour out that frustration. So I don't think it's cancel culture per se. It's an avenue to let your basest, worst version of you come out in a justified space.
Are we saying cancel culture isn't born out of any form of frustration or venom or anger? No matter how righteous. Because sometimes, a lot of times,
the jungle justice is actually from a righteous, from a righteous perspective.
I think both of us can agree with a lot of people that there needs to be differing levels of accountability.
Obviously, definitely.
So if I do something wrong, I probably deserve to get some sort of punishment or censure for my actions. But who is the judge? Who is the jury?
I see why you
executioners?
I see why you chose to put on from the same mom. I think I agree. Yeah,
yes.
I agree
so I'm not. Again,
it's from a similar mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not to say that all forms of cancel culture is bad.
Yeah, obviously.
There's a lot of good to be had. We have seen a lot of good things spawn from it, but we have also seen 1 or 2 cases of it being used in a reckless fashion.
So you really believe if data was way more accessible, we would have been able to execute cancel culture more?
Yes. Take, for instance, NSARS.
Yeah.
It was a form of digital uprising that led to a communal and this thing, what's the word I'm looking for? Communal and in-person revolt of sorts. But it started online.
Yes.
So then people caught on, young people caught on, and in a bid to try to do the right thing, they tried to make things different.
I feel you.
I think that, like we said, on a primal level, cancel culture can be used as a tool for good, but if left unchecked, can also be used as a tool for tyranny.
I feel you.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
But it can't be checked, though. Because by nature of it works on people's emotions. That's it. Yeah. There's no way of regulating something like that.
True.
If you want to regulate that, then you have to pretty much regulate the entire social media.
True.
Which then you're opening the door to other things.
Yes, which also can lead to tyranny. So it's like picking your poison.
Yeah.
But let's look at our industry. Yes.
Should I tell you that's actually one of the major reasons why right from the bar I was having trouble agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Because there've been too many situations where if cancel culture was a thing, it should have had an effect.
It should have.
But
it should have.
In like, let me even say days, hours.
Yeah.
It's like a flash in the pan. Like, oh, this bad thing happened, this thing happened.
Yes.
They tweet for a bit.
And then everybody lets it go.
I've been lucky enough to enjoy such as well.
Do you care to share? Yeah.
Well, it's actually pretty recent.
Yeah.
I got into... Oh, it's public knowledge now.
Yeah, I think it is. But for those who may not know.
Okay. So I have to give the full thing. Okay, so
just the highlights.
I got the privilege of working with a brilliant filmmaker on a film that we're all very excited and proud of.
What's the name of the film?
A Christmas to Love.
Okay.
It was a Christmas movie, lovely movie.
Where can people watch it?
You can watch it on YouTube.
Thank you.
You can still see it. It's actually really good. Really enjoyed making that one.
Yes.
There's a lot of giggles and kind of thing. Which is how I know if you're making, like, if it's a romantic film.
Yeah.
If I start saying it's the funniest thing, I don't know why I do it.
Yeah.
After the take, maybe I'll look at the continuity person or the PA, specifically the women. I don't even care about the guys. Just want any female woman on set. I look at their reaction to what we just finished shooting. So if I'm seeing that, because there's always going to be a face, they're going to have this very, like, they're going to be very, this warm smile, this, like, they all saw true love.
Yes.
If I see that on their face, I already know that we have killed it.
Yeah.
And that happened a lot on that project. So it was really good. And it was a great film to make. And then I think a couple of weeks later, I got contacted by another filmmaker that wanted to make a Christmas film. And Christmas was almost here, so I just assumed it was Christmas next year or something. It can't be for this year, because who can finish a film in a week? In a few weeks, rather.
Okay.
So I agreed to do it. We set up a date, but the script wasn't ready yet.
Okay.
So I kept waiting for the script to come. She eventually sent the script the eve to the shoot.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I was on another set, so I couldn't go through it.
No, okay.
I made the mistake of going through the script when I arrived on set, which was a big mistake, because it turns out that...
So what you're saying, just to be clear for people listening, is you had no chance to read the screenplay.
I had no chance to read the script
until you got on set. Okay.
So like, okay. Which was very jittery, because I'd been filming overnight. So it's literally a sleepy-eyed person trying to go through the script, because I'm about to start filming in a couple of minutes, hours and stuff. So next thing, you're going through it and you're realizing it is too similar to another film that you've done.
Yeah.
Which is a big problem.
Yeah.
But there's another bigger problem.
And what's that?
I think only people in the industry know that kind of problem, which is you can't really just walk off a set. You can not arrive at the set, but to leave a set, especially when you're supposed to film, well, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Why can't we do that? Why would you say? Because you're not being physically detained.
Yeah. I think it's an underlying rule.
Yes.
Like an unsaid rule we have amongst ourselves in Hollywood, where it's uncalled for to reject a project maybe a day before or some days before. It's not good when you do things like that. But one thing that you definitely cannot do is you've already arrived at the set and then you choose to just leave.
Okay. So what you're saying, and to be clear, is people have paid. People have paid actors, crew, they've paid to use locations for a set time.
And you're the lead.
Money has been spent. So you turn up. So if in fact you do turn up and then you decide not to participate for whatever reason, you are imperiling the production. You are costing them money, you are costing them time. And yes, there is all of that. Yeah. So that's why it's not just generally done. Yes.
But now you're now like caught between a rock and a hard place.
And for you, what was the actual crux of the matter? Yeah.
The script, in my opinion, was too similar to another film I'd done.
The Christmas to Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was too similar.
Okay. When you say too similar, what do you mean? Because White House Down and Olympus
Not that kind of
has
similar.
fallen.
Yeah, that's similar.
Yeah.
But this was not that kind of similar. It was too similar in the plot structure.
Are you saying it was the same?
I won't say it's the
script?
same script because I wasn't there when they were writing either of them.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, when I read the second one, it looked
Pretty
too
much
similar
the same.
to the other one, and who wants to do the same film twice?
Okay.
But I'm already there.
Is it safe to say that the only noticeable or discernible differences was the changes in name of the characters?
There were some other slight changes in the scenes,
But not enough.
But not enough to convince me that it's a completely different story.
I hear
don't
you.
think it would be enough to convince anybody.
I hear you.
In all honesty.
So what's the fallout?
But now you're there, the director is there, your co-actors are there, and I was like, okay, you can't walk off.
Yeah.
But maybe it's your own personal opinion that it's making it look like it's the same, and maybe when they release it a long time later, only to hit next week, which was very weird. I didn't know you could do post-production in such a short period of time, because that's making a full film in like a week.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was actually possible. I knew it was possible for a short film.
I mean, we learn every day.
I was very bamboozled that was possible. So that's a big feat.
Yeah.
So both films came out, and a lot of people watched them and felt the same way, that these are very similar films. Well, the actor agreed to do the two of them. So I now had to address it.
Yes.
And it was a whole thing. It was,
Yes.
And just as you said with the cancel culture thing, it was let's.
Who were they attacking?
I thought they would attack the people that made the
producer,
the second film.
Yes.
But actually, I became the major crux of the matter. Like, I engineered the whole thing, since I'm the common factor apart from the story.
Yes.
In both.
Yes.
Because, which was understandable. I mean, why would you agree to do two of them when two of them are the same?
Yeah.
But they didn't know about the other part of, I didn't know it was the same tale I got on the set, which I guess is on me.
Okay.
Even if you get the script relatively late,
An actor prepares.
you should still prepare.
Yeah.
When you arrive unprepared, you get what you're looking for.
But
I didn't hit myself too much for that, because they were like, the circumstances demanded it. Because this is the thing, when I first contacted about the project, I kept asking for the script. Like, it's coming. So sending it a day before already is bad enough. Then me now being on set, I think I was filming in Ibadan till like 3 a.m. Then they had to drive me from Ibadan straight to the set. I'm groggy, half asleep. So like,
so a lot of this was really not on you as the performer.
So even if you're in a situation that you don't like, and when you look at how you got there, like, it's unfortunate that you're here.
Yeah.
And it could have been avoided.
Yeah.
But it wasn't you're not going to beat yourself over the head for getting this situation. Like, life happens. So
it does.
How do we solve this? How do we solve it?
How do we move forward?
I kept trying to play the character as differently as humanly possible. But you also don't want to go too much, because now you're just going to be playing rubbish. Because the character is the character. It's written to be a particular kind of person. You can't really stray too far from it. So
I get you.
Try to make the best of it. But the cancelling tried to happen.
Yeah.
But what helped in my own situation, which is something like I found out.
When you say cancelling, what exactly happened?
So
what was the backlash?
This is another thing I noticed about cancelling, which is why I was saying maybe it doesn't happen in real life.
Yes.
I didn't know about the cancelling until I was told about it. Mm-hmm. If you were being cancelled in real life, like you said, they will beat you to a pulp.
Yeah.
But online, I actually didn't know about it, because I just wasn't on my phone. Like, I was even when I'm online, maybe I'm playing a video game, I'm replying emails. Yeah. I'm not actually
in certain spaces
out for what anyone is saying about me. So I actually didn't know I was being cancelled. So the friend called me like, yo,
you're being cancelled or being dragged? Because maybe they're two different things.
You're being cancelled, you're being dragged.
Okay.
They can't cancel you without dragging you.
I don't know.
You have to drag you to cancel you. Okay. So you're right. They drag you from here to Timbuktu, man. What have you been doing? Like, I'm just chilling. You're just chilling. How can you not know? And I had to now type my name and now look for the comments about myself. Like, oh, wow, this is what's going on. But which now taught me another thing. Not taught me. It taught me, actually. So I brought out a video explaining the situation, and I noticed one of the things that helps as far as cancel culture is concerned is if you've built a reputation beforehand. If you have maybe some goodwill, if you have some people who know you well enough to still give you that benefit of doubt, or people that not that people that know you, which is something I also do. You wait to hear all sides before you start cancelling. You're not waiting to invoke your supernatural powers online to cancel this individual that you actually don't have any power over. You actually wait to, and there are some people like that waited to hear. Okay, let's hear from the person that you're blaming. So when they heard my own part of the story, like, oh, So we're just going to go and then they descended on who they thought was at fault. But I noticed after I spoke my piece, everything changed. Like
so you took some form of accountability.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's
but even
no
though a lot of what you have described to me suggests that none of this was really on you.
I understand why you say that.
Yes.
But in retrospect, I think I should have breached the contract and walked off.
And then
an actor did try to do that and bust a tire, he got beaten, they punched him in the face. I get that. Which crossed my mind for like a second because I remember the day that was happening, I called one of my friends like, bro, if I tell you what's happening now, you don't even believe me.
Yeah.
So that crossed my mind. And I remembered I actually didn't drive there.
Yeah.
I was brought there by someone else.
And you needed someone to take you back.
So like if I want to escape, and I didn't come because I told you I was coming from another set.
True.
So I came with a suitcase, I came with bags.
Yeah.
Like how do I even want to run now?
You can't just say, wait, I'll buy gala with your suitcase and all your luggage.
Like, even like on a cab, they'll say, like, how do I want to move?
Yeah.
How do I, I'm like, no, just bite the bullet, let's shoot.
And this feeds right into the other half of our topic today, which is career culture.
Career culture, yes.
And specifically Nollywood career culture. Because what you described is unfortunately not uncommon.
Yes.
In this space. We have seen or heard of instances where people cannibalize other people's ideas and try to pawn them off as their own. Yeah. We have seen where people fail to take accountability for things they should be accountable for. True. I'll tell you a story. Not long ago, I was on a set. I was directing a small project, and the executive producer had paid for the use of a particular property.
Okay.
And the kicker was they paid this money.
What property? Can you say what?
A house.
A house.
Okay. Somewhere in Lagos. Yeah. So they paid to use the house, and we got to the house, and some of the amenities and
it's supposed to be self-contained. Everything's supposed to be there. Yeah?
Well, yes, 5-bedroom building, and the air conditions in most of the bedrooms were not working.
First problem.
And the production decided to voice their concerns to the people they rented the house from. And the individual that they rented the place from happens to be a filmmaker. Someone many people know. Yes. And when they called this individual, I happened to be there because it was on speaker. He was so cavalier, rude, and telling them to manage it like that it's not that bad.
I'm guessing he's already been paid, yeah?
Yes, he had. And I'm thinking, you've collected people's money. You're not even apologetic, which shouldn't even matter. Because what should be happening then is probably a complete refund. Because they were promised the use of a facility that had everything in order.
At least you gave them that assurance.
Yes, that and then you gave them something that was half-baked.
If you've been on
I'm being honest.
If you've been on any film set, if not, but filming in a location that it doesn't, even if it's chill. Yeah. Filming in a location that doesn't have AC is one of the worst things that you could have to deal with. Without a doubt.
Yes.
So
it's something I can attest to personally. Because I happen to sweat a lot myself.
Which is the only small advantage I have. I don't really sweat that much. But still, just the air not being conducive enough. Because of the way we shoot, there's already a lot of things that you have to
contend
try to do.
with.
You're always doing your best in spite of a lot of things. We should not be adding to it.
So, he's cavalier. That's this individual. And he's rude.
Yeah.
And he cuts the call on the producer. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, wow, this individual who is also a filmmaker thinks that there is nothing wrong with what he's doing or what he has just done. Because on some level, he doesn't feel that he has to account for his actions. And in that moment, I thought, well, if people were brave enough to say, oh, this is what you did, it's not cool, and put it out there.
Have you noticed that's happening more often now?
Yes, and I'm happy it has. I'm actually happy it has.
At first, I'm like, this is becoming common. Yes,
because to be fair, whilst there are lots of our colleagues who try their utmost with what limited resources they have, time, effort, to be as professional and conscientious as possible, some people do not act in the best of faiths.
True. True.
There's some bad faith actors in this space, and I'm sure in many other spaces.
Yeah, because when you mentioned it, I noticed it's not even a Nollywood thing.
Yes.
I don't say it's a Nigerian thing.
It's a human problem. Because
this one isn't.
What do you mean?
Okay, this is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's no way you've not experienced it multiple times.
Yes.
Especially when it has to do with rendering a service.
Yeah.
It can apply to when you're getting stuff too, but it's usually a service.
Yeah.
Once money has exchanged hands.
Yes.
The idea or the mindset of the individual that is supposed to render the service or give you the product that you're trying to pay for moves to they're doing you a favor for still holding their part of the bargain. That's the only way I've been able to make sense of it, because I've noticed before that money changes hands, they still have, I don't even use integrity, but they still have that need to carry out whatever task that you're paying them to do or give you whatever product they're trying to buy. But once the full, especially if there's not a case of balance or anything, once the full money changes hands, it now becomes a case of you are at my mercy, for starters.
Yeah.
And I am not obligated anymore to actually carry out the service because I've gotten it.
Do you think they are thinking of that they might be suspecting that they are no longer obligated?
Exactly.
Or is it an issue of integrity? Well, but I mean this. And integrity sometimes also means artistic integrity. Or integrity in your craft.
We tend to not have a lot of that, though.
Yes. Yeah. So if I'm a plumber and I've collected your money or an advance to do the work.
Yes.
And I decide to use substandard equipment and tools and materials to carry out the task. And then you pay me my balance and things stop working. It might be because I just don't have any faith in my ability to render lasting quality service.
I see what you mean.
So I'm just out to get as much money as I can from you and move on to the next person.
I see what you mean.
On some level,
that also does happen.
So what I think begins to happen is it begins to seem like, some people might think, they're doing you a favor. No, but they don't have, and they have no value in themselves. They have no sense of self-worth, or they are not purpose-driven.
Okay.
So if I'm an actor,
short-sighted?
Yes. If I'm an actor or I offer a service, maybe as a director, and you call me to direct your film, once you pay me my money and I come on set and I just do whatever, yes. Or I think, what are you going to do?
Exactly. That's literally it. There are no consequences. So what could you possibly do?
Yes. So I think a lot of people in our space, not everyone, are trying to buck that trend.
True.
There are a lot of young people who really, really do think they can make a difference, and they can. God bless
and
their
they
hearts.
Do. Actually.
And they do.
It's just it's like a drop in the ocean sometimes.
Yes. And again, you're dealing with habits and things that have become part of our culture. Yes, and things that you have seen other people get away with, and it can be frustrating because what some of these people don't understand is, you're supposed to rent out a space to people to use. You give them a substandard apartment.
Space in shelter,
Those people then make a substandard product.
The ripple effect is there.
And then the audience at home complains about it.
Which they usually do now, which is good. And it's good that you guys complain.
More power to them. Because at the end of the day, we live in service of people. We're making stuff so people can enjoy. So, and if they're not enjoying it, they're well within their rights to let us know.
I was just saying something earlier today about he was criticizing just filmmakers in Nollywood that we are never good at taking criticism, whether constructive or not. And of course, the blowback was that is everywhere, which is true.
Hollywood, people can be precious.
People might not necessarily take your criticism properly, but I still go like, keep doing it.
Yes, but it's two things here though. One, constructive criticism. I know it's easy to say, and not everybody can give it, so they just give what they think they can. This is how I feel, and I would say it, and more power to you. Fair enough. But if you can, give as much construct. Yes, look, this is bad, but you probably don't have to use vile and repugnant language to say that.
Even some of our reviewers, I don't understand. Like you see some, they call themselves film critics or film, and the language itself is already off right from the bat. So like, are you reviewing or insulting? What are you doing?
You know, are you trying to help the industry grow? Or are you just here to pour scorn and bury everything people are working?
Which is pretty much another form of cancel culture, to be honest.
I don't know that it is.
Okay, if there's a film. it's not a very good film.
Yes.
And then most review people are using words like stupid, doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
They're not actually tackling whatever issues, whether it's the plot, whether it's the sequencing, whether it's the shots, whether it's the way the actors are acting. Actually being specific on what you're criticizing. You're doing very broad strokes of just it's a stupid
to be honest, to be fair to the average consumer, they don't have the time, patience.
No, not the average consumer. This time, I'm saying
film
reviews.
critics.
Yeah,
okay, I hear you.
Film critics
but there are different types of film reviewers.
Yeah, I know
some people review for their specific audience.
Oh, so if they're kind of thing,
possibly there is that. There is that. So, and some people go, okay, I want to be analytical and then basically break this down blow for blow. Yes, I think most people in our space prefer that type of criticism because you can learn, pinpoint, you can see where you agree clearly or don't agree.
Which is what helps.
And then help improve your craft.
Okay, then let me ask you then.
Yes.
Because, which is why when you brought up the topic, I kept coming from the angle of it doesn't really work here.
Yeah.
Do you actually think cancel culture actually has an effect significantly on our own industry?
On our industry,
I know
it doesn't have as significant an effect as it might have in certain parts of the world. It has a little effect.
I don't think it does.
But
I don't think it has a little effect.
I think it's very little, but it does have a little
I'm telling you, I can't
effect.
pick one situation in my memory or that I've ever seen or heard of where I can say cancel culture resulted in any form of change at all.
Thank you. Now I can state one.
Yeah.
There was a particular individual who happens to, I think, who made some utterances during the height of a certain protest in this country that were deemed insensitive and flagrant. And a few days after he made those comments, he basically apologized online.
Yes.
And I think you know of who I speak.
Yeah, but do you think anything will happen if he didn't apologize?
Well, the thing is this. In this country, before the advent of online cancellation, he would never have apologized.
True. But
so for him to at least backtrack and go, you know what, maybe I was misunderstood. It's a very small win, but it is a win. It's a small win, but it was a win.
Unless there was some international backlash that maybe we don't know about, that would have done something.
Yeah.
If he didn't do apology, it wouldn't have made any difference. Because first and foremost, something is going to happen before the end of that day or the next morning.
And all moved on.
That everybody will move on to, first and foremost. Secondly, because of the state of our country and just being the way we have been living as Nigerians, we have way bigger problems than whatever that person did.
This is true.
Much bigger problems. Let's keep it about be realistic. Our problems are way bigger than that. So I can understand why you won't want to lend yourself to that, put so much energy into that. Because if you're not even willing to put enough energy into that, that's actually a big problem. Then why are you wasting energy here? So I understand why we don't tend to, we just tweet for a little bit. But I've noticed once that person has a project out or a person is out and about, they treat the person just as well as they were ever going to.
I hear you.
Whatever they did doesn't come up. Even if it comes up, And I've seen it, like there was one time I almost thought it was about to happen, which was years ago. An actress was essayed and...
When you say essayed, what do you mean?
I don't know if you can say sexual assault on YouTube yet. Can you?
Okay. So she was assaulted.
She was assaulted. Yes, she was assaulted, and I said there was an assault.
Okay.
And,
is there anything you can share about it at all?
No, not really.
Factually,
not really. Because what happened afterwards showed that there was no
there was no justice and no fairness in this world.
Because it was not even a word of mouth thing. She had texts. She had.
It was clearly.
And you know what usually happens when a woman voices out about a particular, other women finally have courage to
say, "Oh, this happened to me too."
Just like that, other actresses,
and there was proof.
There was proof.
This
it was
happened.
right. There was you could read the whole thing, and that kept coming out, and you're like, okay, and we all know who the person they were talking about. Only for a couple of weeks or months later,
the same individual.
No, before you even start addressing the person, the culprit, the person that made the claim, in quotes, got blacklisted. For starters. So everybody else that was behind that just silvered away.
How many years ago would you say this was?
This was before COVID.
Okay, so I'm going to say something to you here.
Yeah.
That was incredibly unfortunate. And unfortunately, things like this still happen today.
The guy blew up more after that, by the way.
I might be wrong, but I think he would.
You think he can get away with it today?
He might, because the world is a terrible place.
Have you heard of something called the Epstein list?
Yes, I have. Yes.
So, yeah.
So the world's a terrible place, but it would be trickier for him
to do that,
to completely get away with it now. Because now, in this climate, most of us will go, oh, we know what you are. And we might, on some level, either privately exert some influence and go, I'm not sure I want to work with this person. I don't know I want to be around this person. Especially because we know that it is steeped. The accusations are steeped in fact.
Sure.
So we're like, okay, you know what? It's actually true. This person is exactly this way. And maybe, just maybe, it's not safe to be around these type of individuals.
I agree with you because it's someone I know and he's trying to work with me for a bit. But it was more of, not I didn't want to work with him because I thought it was, but just things just that scheduling and things just didn't. But after that happened,
you're like, I'm not sure I'm keen on working with this again.
Things just never
Brendan
worked out.
Fraser was
example.
basically blacklisted because of stuff like this. How? I mean,
you heard they're doing Mummy 4?
Is he in it?
Yeah,
I'm so happy for him.
I don't know if they're going to go through with it, but the gist is they're trying to get, first of all, just something I love.
John
that
Hannah,
doing.
Rachel Weisz.
I don't know if you agree, but they're trying to do it in a way where they assume or they act like part 3 didn't happen.
Oh,
which is lovely. I mean, if you like it, you like it. But when I read that, I was happy. So it's going to somehow pick up from part 2 and also try to bring as much of the cast from part 1 and part 2 to part 4.
I would watch that film.
And even bringing back the wife,
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, I'm a huge man. The love I have of that woman.
I'm a big fan of almost
life.
Everybody of both of every Mummy film ever made.
Yes, it's amazing. Yes. And that's where the love started from. Actually, then I saw in Constantine, and then I just continued from there. But that's what they're making. But Brendan Fraser is a very, very good example.
Yes. He was cancelled. For those who don't know, he was basically blacklisted because he voiced his frustration at being sexually assaulted. And Hollywood basically pretended like he didn't exist for almost a decade.
At the top of his powers, actually.
Yes. So it's not necessarily just a Nigerian thing. It's a problem we have.
It's a worldwide problem.
Yes. And the same way the person who did what they did to Brendan Fraser would struggle to get away with that today. I'm not saying they wouldn't, but it would have been much more of a challenge. I think here in our climate,
at the moment,
I do understand that here it's a lot more difficult for people to.
Worldwide now, with what is currently happening that we know is happening.
Yes.
Do you still think that?
I still think so.
I don't think
because, as you said,
I don't even think I'm almost saying I'm sure, unless you are not in the right circles, or you don't have the right people backing you. That's when it could happen. But if you're in the right circle, or if you're at the right clique, or if you're at the right, right is definitely the right word to use.
You're correct.
If you're with the right set of people,
if you have the right
people, easily get away with that.
Yes, I will say this though, and to add to what you're saying, I do. Yes, the world is not a fair place. Not everybody who has a valid accusation will be heard.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, it's rather sad. But I do feel more people can and will be heard today than they would have been 10 years ago. Even in this space. Yes, it is harder and a bit more difficult here in our climate, the way our culture, but the truth is, there is some hope. And we will keep, I think all of us, pushing to make it better. As
many jobs as possible.
Yes, to make it better. And in our own little ways, help to hold certain people's feet to the fire.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you suggest that young actors, filmmakers, begin to build a culture of accountability for their actions and those of their friends and cronies? What steps would you...
I think we've been trying to do it online a lot.
Yeah.
Which has not made that much of a difference.
Yeah.
So it has to be in real time.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is more difficult when you have to do it face to face, obviously. But I think that's when I can actually make a difference. I think online it's too easy to ignore, which is what I also learned. If I don't pick up my phone and actually check for myself or check what my mentions are about, that's where it ends. Everything ends here. You have okay, actually, to be honest, I can have no power.
Yeah.
But if we were to even assume an element of power there, it really doesn't go past this rectangular thing.
I get you.
So if there's actually going to be any real difference, especially in Nigeria, especially because of the way we are, it has to be more face-to-face, more physical than just picking up your phone and 140 characters of bashing someone. I'm like, okay, I've made a difference now.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I get what I would suggest is, look, if you're young and you're building communities in this space or in other industries, it helps to hold yourself to a certain standard.
That's a good start. Definitely.
Yes, good start. Then also hold your immediate friends
that's a very
circle
that's a very second start
to a similar standard.
Mm-hmm.
And if you all hold yourselves to a certain,
to be good.
Yes, you can start from there. And then begin to know that, okay, this is what we are about.
Yes. Like a wise man once said, a man must have a code.
Yes.
So definitely.
You must. A man must have a code.
Definitely.
That is true.
Man and woman is...
Yes.
So it wasn't a gendered...
Now, if you start from there, then you can begin to liaise with other circles and go, this is what we're about. Yes. Like minds.
I mean, that's how we got here.
Yes. That's how we got here. And then go, okay, maybe this is what we deem acceptable behavior. It's been the way man has formed communities from time immemorial.
Yeah, true.
Then a few rotten apples always come and try to spoil and poison everything.
Cancel culture comes in.
Now, cancel culture has its benefits. There's a lot of good that it has spawned and fostered. It has emboldened and made people feel safe and seen. And to be honest...
Do you think it does more harm or more good?
Up till this point, if I were looking at the world in general, I think it has done more good.
I actually think it's done more harm once upon a time.
Yeah.
Because of where the world is now.
Yes, it has done more good.
You should have done more harm.
Yes, it has done more good. The truth is, as a species, we have a proclivity for tyranny.
Yes.
And that's always a concern.
So you always have to make sure.
Yes, a concern. There's always a push and pull. You have to always know when to rein it in and when to know, okay, maybe this might be excessive now. But because the world is a very unfair place, I think I don't have a problem with people voicing their concerns, voicing their displeasure. Sometimes they might get it wrong.
Naturally.
But more often than not, they haven't. At least at this point.
Yes, I'll say more often than not.
Yes, they haven't.
Because I've noticed most of my feelings, maybe worldwide, it might be 50-50, but when it comes to majorly Nollywood or majorly Nigeria, most of the time when there's been outrage about some stuff, it's either I feel like it's unnecessary, it's silly, or I feel like they're not going far enough.
Yes, I hear you. And then sometimes because I may, or you may, or whoever is watching may not have a healthy understanding of where the outrage is emanating from.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, is it because of this thing? And it's no, it's not really about just this thing.
Deeper than that.
It's much
it's been
deeper.
Going on before.
Yeah. You know,
so that's actually happened to me before.
Yeah. So sometimes if when I see things happen, I try to take a step back and not have an immediate opinion and go, okay, let me try and understand what everyone is saying.
Yes. I had to learn that the hard way.
Yes. Okay, what is actually going on here? Yeah. What are they saying? Do I fully agree, having understood everything leading up to this moment?
And sometimes, at least in that situation, you notice it's not really a case of one person being right or the other person being wrong. It's just little bits of perspective that are just slightly different. And now makes it look like two of you don't actually agree.
Yes.
It's just a little bit.
Sometimes,
you notice that you actually do agree on most parts. It's just some little bits, but since it's now online, and there's that need to be right, there's that need to be correct, there's that need to be righteous.
Yes.
You're just at each other's necks, and now it's an unnecessary
tussle.
Yes,
when it could have been a healthy debate and we would have been able to move everyone and society forward.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you another thing.
Yes.
Have you been in any cancel culture-esque situation?
Personally? I am not aware.
Yet.
Yes, I'm not aware that I have, but no, I haven't been.
That's a very good way to that's a very good way to say it. You have to be aware of it. It could be currently happening as we speak.
Yes.
And if you're not aware of it, to you, it's not happening. That's the first time. Because what I wanted to ask was, how, if you find yourself in that situation, how would you advise to handle it? Because when I did, my first instinct was to ignore it.
Yeah.
Not the best thing to do.
Well, the truth is this. It depends on what the issue is.
Okay.
And I feel the best way to always approach anything is with the truth. with the truth. Because sometimes there can be a misconception,
which was
an erroneous amount of miscommunication.
True.
And sometimes people are being disingenuous or
most of the
flat
time,
out lying about certain instances. So that can also happen. But if someone says, oh, X did this, what I tend to do is go, oh, okay, how do you mean? Please explain. Help me understand. And then I leave room for X's rebuttal. So if X comes and says, oh, yes, I did in fact do this, but this is, why, or this is how it came about, or this is what led to that. And then I might go in my mind, oh, maybe I now see why X did this, even though on some level I'm thinking maybe X shouldn't have done that. Or I might go, oh, I see why you did that. And I understand fully and I probably would have done the same thing. You get my point now? In that, take for instance, situation that you referenced earlier in the show, and one that we will discuss in detail
some other time.
Yes, hopefully not too long from now. Yes,
not too long. I was hoping it to be long. I'm so tired of talking about it.
Yeah,
I was hoping it to be long.
Where a certain colleague of ours, well, they're all colleagues of ours anyway, because we are in front of and behind the camera.
Yeah, true.
Certain colleagues got into a dispute that turned physical and bordered on kidnap, threats. Violence,
physical assault.
Yes. And when we heard one side of the story, some people were quick to jump on.
Yeah.
And then we heard the other side of the story. And for a lot of us, we tried to discern. Okay, this is what, and this is what. And I don't know what people's thoughts are about the entire situation.
Do you think anyone got cancelled from that? Or was there any attempted cancelling from that?
I wouldn't say an attempted cancelling, but there was a bit of dragging.
Yes,
maybe justified, maybe not. It depends on how how you view the entirety of everything that's unfolded, or what you think you know. About what unfolded.
True.
But the truth is, those things wouldn't have been brought to light 5 years ago, but they have been brought to light today.
How do you mean? That video came out 5 years ago?
Yeah. 5 years ago, the young actors in that position may not have felt brave enough to put out that content.
I see your point.
Yes. But today,
I see your point.
They can.
Yeah. Because I've also noticed there's been a lot of, which I did want to.
Yeah.
I was like, when I was doing it, I was like, you're doing it too? This is weird. A lot of you put the camera on, put on your light and start explaining a series of events because some gist came out about you that it's just not good, or it's not true, or it defames your character. So you have to clear the air. And I had to do it, and that's happened quite a lot more.
Do you care to share?
More. No, it was as regards the same thing. Yeah, that was how I was able to.
Did you explain Tyre?
Yeah, that's how I was able to explain it.
Did you explain Tyre? Did you explain without evidence? I don't know. I just
I get what it's, because when you started, you think like in 1 minute, 2 minutes you'll be done.
Yeah.
I the whole video was like 10 minutes. And jeez,
I get you.
How long did I have to explain this whole thing?
Yeah.
But you now understand the reason why you wanted to cover all the bases is you don't want to leave any space for misinformation.
Yeah.
That's why okay, any part you want to take this story from, I've already covered my own part of it. So unless you want to come and say I'm lying, which I would like you to, you have to just then there's nothing you can say then.
That's true.
Yeah. So that was kind of which ended up being the best way to approach it, because after that there was no rebuttal, or there's like Baaj said this, but no, it was a complete because it was the truth. So it was just dead it's there. Which was lovely.
Yeah.
So I think my own advice for handling it is, first and foremost, which is something you should have been working on by now.
Yeah.
You have to have built a good name. I think that's the easiest way to explain it. I think we can enter giving advice.
Yes. We're at that point in the show. Yeah.
So, and this one doesn't, I think it goes past cancel culture. It goes past Nollywood or Nigeria. Just
being a decent human being.
Just life, generally. Which is something I learned when I was much, much younger.
Yeah.
When, yes, money and all those things are important, but from a very young age, I understood that part of all you have in this life is really just your name.
This is true.
There's, the money and all those things are there, they're yours, the cars and everything. But something that is always going to be there when you are not there is your name.
Yes.
So if you've done a good enough job just making sure that when your name is called, is called for good things.
Yeah.
There's respect to it. It comes with integrity. It comes with goodwill. It comes with... There's no bad blood, because some people are not going to like you. That's not bad. But there's a degree of they never too stain your whites. that's basically explaining. And I've always personally held that in high esteem, and always tried to build that.
Yeah.
So that when that happened, I noticed that was the advantage to doing that. Because when I was doing it, I didn't really think of the advantage.
Yeah.
My own thought process was, that is what you're actually supposed to do. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Whether it brings good or bad is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, like, oh, this is the advantage of that thing. Oh, well, if I'd known that, well, I'm already doing it, so that's good. But it was definitely good. So if you've built a name for yourself that speaks for yourself in a good way, it will really help even when you make a mistake. People will be open to understanding that you're a human. And you also would make mistakes. And even if you did make a mistake, it was someone was lying on you or saying you did something that you didn't, it gives you space to defend yourself.
True.
So I think that's one of the easiest and best ways to
be truthful
to tackle
to others and be truthful to yourself. Hold yourself accountable for all your actions. And then you can begin to hold people in your circle accountable as well. Open clear lines of communication between yourselves and your friends. Let them know what you're about and what you stand for. And try and understand what your friends are about and what they stand for. And if there is common ground, and if your actions speak louder than your words, I think other people around you
will speak for you as well.
Will speak for you.
Yes.
Will take note
happened a lot
and probably even learn a thing or two from you.
And you will learn.
And you will learn from other people. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The whole thing might be, but you learn from it as well. It's life, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's been a fun conversation.
Actually.
It has been.
Because I've thought about this cancel culture another time. And like I said, at the time, I first thought it was bad. It was so harmful. Dragging people too much. And then I saw what could have happened if they dragged people enough.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? I saw what could have changed. I saw the accountability it could have created or the consequences to actions it could have made. Since we're in Nigeria, we kind of know the kind of country we're in. The world we're in, if we're being honest. But no one really gets punished for bad behavior most of the time in our line of work.
Sadly.
So if there can be a way to create some form of punishment, which was the idea of cancel culture in a way.
To hold people's feet to the fire.
Exactly.
To hold corporations, entities, governmental institutions, and individuals accountable for their bad behavior.
So when that happened, like, okay. Maybe at first you thought that, but now you're like, it's needed a little bit. It's needed.
It is.
At least till we can find a better alternative.
Yes, I'm not saying that they get it right all the time.
Obviously.
But to be honest, the world is an unjust and cruel place.
You have to just find a way to mitigate it.
Yes, we do. We really do. No. Thank you for this talk. It has been a bit insightful.
Hope you guys had a good time.
Yes, I hope you did. If you like this episode, please
like, share and subscribe. And make sure you tell a friend
to tell a friend
that Paul
and Baaj have a podcast. Thank you for watching.
I'm never going to control myself when we get it right.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening wherever you're doing so from in the world. We will see you again next time. Bye. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, man. You guys got to the end.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And remember to turn on your notifications.
Yes, so you don't miss our next videos because it's going to be dope. Save, guys.